gas, orders thrown in, dreams on the line, world spinning again. Shots like a maze, my head's on fire. Failure whispers, but I aim higher. Prop test gates trying to shake my pride. Won't stay down, I'll break the tide. Trade the chaos, make it mine. Turn the losses into shine. Grit and sweat, brick by brick. Crack the code and make it stick. Trade the chaos, make it mine. Turn the losses into shine. Grit and sweat, brick by brick. Crack the code and make it stick. Test after test, I'm kissing the edge. Risk and reward, I made my pledge. Futures clash, the screen's alive. Bankroll breathing, it's how I survive. Fear and greed, they speak my name. Fight through shadows, win this game. Strategy tied, I'm locked and loaded. Profit streams, my brain's decoded. Trade the chaos, make it mine. Turn the losses into shine. Grit and sweat, brick by brick. Crack the code and make it stick. Trade the chaos, make it mine. Turn the losses into shine. Grit and sweat, brick by brick. Crack the code and make it stick. Ooh, I'm moody for the bag, man. Nigga looking at the tag, man. I'm ready for another tear. We'll keep our stand, get current now. More money for the bag, man. Nigga looking at the tag, man. I'm ready for another tear. We'll keep our stand, get current. Trade the chaos, make it mine. Turn the losses into shine. Grit and sweat, brick by brick. Crack the code and make it stick. Trade the chaos, make it mine. Turn the losses into shine. Grit and sweat, brick by brick. Crack the code and make it stick.
Hello, guys. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Somebody give me a sound check. Let me know if you guys hear me okay. If everything is good, screen is good, give me a thumbs up. We're ready to rock and roll. Very, very busy night in Asia today, guys. Got a huge bunch of news and definitely a lot of price action. I have a tiny little short trade, which almost worked in gold, like did not make spread. Look at that, just touched me, didn't make spread, and looks like it's probably going to go away from me. But we have lots and lots of opportunities to trade here, and we're going to take them all. I got all my indicators working, so you can see everything working really, really well on MT5, and we're going to put on trades as much as we can. So just kind of reaffirm where we're at. We're positive bid on, where's this? I guess this must be, hold on, I'm just trying to, where's my, just take my word for it. Take my word for it that we're positive bid on a US 30, and we're positive bid. I can't get the 200 period SMA on this thing because it's so far down the road. Let me see if I can go to like the 15-minute chart. Okay, yeah, 15-minute chart. You can see that we're above the long-term move. So just take my word for it that we're positive bid, just because I'm really zeroing in on the indicator here, and so that you guys can really see the trades going on. We're negative bid on gold. You can see the long-term moving average is well above the short term. So the short term, we're basically negative bid. That's why I took the short over here on this particular trade over here. Almost went to target, didn't quite make it. So we're just letting it float. Let's see if the trade works. In the meantime, I really want to be trying to trade from the long side on NASDAQ, on US 30, because we've had obviously the big news just before, basically on the close, is that Besant is going to meet with his Chinese counterpart. Looks like they're going to start talking tariffs. As crazy as Trump is, maybe his plan is going to work. So market really, really rallying hard. And we're going to do a little bit of different approach in Asia and just generally with MT5. Instead of just sort of being very, very careful with our trades, we're going to take any green dots we can within reason. Whenever we get a green dot, we'll take the continuity trades on the upside, and whenever we have the red dot in gold, we'll take them to the short side, so that we have lots of trade opportunities. And I can also showcase a little bit of the technology and everything else that's going on here. This is all my proprietary stuff. This is Flash Trader, which is available to anybody and everybody. I gotta put the I forgot one thing I need to do here. Hang tight a second, guys. Hang tight a second. I gotta get this link. Let me see if I can get this link here. Just a second, bear with me. Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah, I want to put it. Can I copy this link? Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, I'm going to put this link into chat room. This is the ACAP link I want to give everybody. The reason why I wanted to give this to you is because if you look at everything that we're doing in BK and everywhere else, we have an amazing deal generally in the daytime for anybody who wants to trade prop. But the really, really great deal is that everything BK does, including the brand new gold course that a lot of you just simply purchase right now, will be totally free if you deposit money at ACAP. So just a $4,900 deposit gives you 6 months of BK, all the tools, all the indicators, so you can scalp with me all day long, plus the full gold course as well, which is a really, really great deal because you basically pay nothing for like half a year's worth of our services, plus all of our tools and all the indicators. So I just wanted to put that out there. The link is ACAP. If you already have an account, just top it off. If you don't have an account, open an account. If you have an account with another broker, switch it. It's going to cost you nothing. You're going to get great execution, great tools, and you're going to be able to trade with me completely free. So that's the pitch I wanted to kind of give you guys. I'll give it to you a little bit at the end of the day too, but it's really unique, and there's no other place where you can get everything that we do for free except with ACAP. So that having been said, what we want to look at right now is any positive signals on the indices side because of the possibility of positive news between U.S. and China, positive deal between U.S. and China. On top of everything else, by the way, I don't know if you guys are following the news. India and Pakistan are at war, which is massively negative risk, but nobody seems to really care. It feels like it's kind of pretend war. Nobody really thinks it's going to get too badly escalated. So people are just sort of taking it easy. In the meantime, US 30, give me a green signal, positive bid here. I'm going to wait until obviously the signal completes. But if it does, happy to take this. Probably going to do, what is that, 470, 41. Yeah, that's pretty good. Stop 30, stop 20. What's cool about this, I'm going to show you how to run these trades. Usually, I use visual stops and targets, but here we're just simply going to be able to change stops and targets on the fly. So I'm going to buy US 30 here. Stop should be just a little bit below here at around 35. So I can move that around, and the target will be like at 15 or so. Just we'll put it over here. We'll see if we can get that move, and let's see if the NASDAQ is going to give me also green. Yes, it does. So I'm going to buy NASDAQ too, and I'm going to buy NASDAQ with a stop at like 20, right? Yeah, maybe even 15. Tighter stop on NASDAQ because I really just want to be underneath here and extend this out to like maybe 7. See if we can make the trades. So these are not the perfect trades because the real perfect trade was over here. This was the original buy target, but I kind of want to just simply see if I can buy as many of the green dots, momentum dots as possible. If they don't work, we'll come back, trade at larger size. The great thing about CFDs, of course, is that we can have small size, large size. And we're trading such small size that we're going to be able to, assuming I have continuity in this trades, we're going to be able to capture as much of this P&L as we can today. For MT5's questions, let me put up the questions here on the board. And feel free, by the way, obviously, to ask any questions you guys like. For MT5, can individual retail traders not open an account, let's say for yeah, you can just buy it. You can buy the gold strategy or you can get it for free. So that's your choice. You can get the whole thing for free or you can buy it. If you're going to buy it, you can, I think we go in our community and I think the link is up there, or I'll get it for you later. I don't have the gold sales link, but if you don't want to buy it, if you don't want to buy any of this stuff and have everything free, then you can just simply open an account with ACAP, which is really good. So that's the deal. Okay, let's see if the up momentum works. As I said, this is a little bit of a chase trade. We're obviously 3 or 4 candles deep into this trend, but markets are feeling very buoyant on this news because first of all, I don't know if you guys remember, the Chinese denied they were even talking to the Americans. They gave this whole bullshit routine about how we're not doing anything, blah, blah, blah. And of course they were, because they have like 60 million unemployed at this point because of the pressure that did this. Oh, sorry. Okay, so what is this? You bought the course. Your question is MT5 standalone broker platform? Yes, it is. It's standalone. So if you bought the course, it'll work on any broker. Yes. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't understand your question. Yeah. So yeah, Chinese were like, obviously lying about the fact they weren't talking to the U.S. Delegation. They clearly need to make some kind of a deal. So, they're coming to the table. Trump, as crazy as he is, may be able to force everybody to do a deal, just so that everybody can get back to business. And if that's the case, it's kind of very, very bullish for equity market. Where are we on the gold market? What's gold doing? Gold has really turned itself around. Actually, shit, I'm not paying attention. We should really get long gold because this is 3 greens in a row. Let's clear this. Reset. And we're going to buy gold here. And see if we can just TP it over here. This is it's a pretty good entry on gold. I wanted to buy more of gold. I actually wanted to get larger size, but we'll leave it. We'll leave it alone for right now on this. Let's see if I can just TP this gold position at $2 up. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. I'm going to close it out. Good enough. All right. I recovered some of my gold loss very nicely, very quickly. So gold is sort of recovering. I mean, obviously on a fundamental basis, gold is always positive Asia, but we had a 100-point move in the overnight trade, $100 move, which is really huge. $100 move in gold from 330 to 340, 3,400, 3,400. So really, really huge. Maybe do a little bit for profit taking, but still, the smart thing to do in gold is to take as many green dots as possible. Right now, the only way we can take green dots according to our strategy is if we have 3 of them in a row, because it's a counter trend trade, and we need to have some strength in order to make that happen. We're still, if we get a red dot here, it's still worthwhile for us to consider. In the meantime, we are starting to push up a little bit, into the highs here, just totally reversed. We were like good for a second, and then we kind of died, which is fine. What is it? 8 o'clock, Asia coming on online. I do think that there'll be some extension here. We just have to be a little bit patient with these trades and give them time to play it out. Sweetwater says, "Don't sell gold in Asia." He's probably right. He trades it much better than I do. So maybe I won't sell gold in Asia, and I'll just look for buy opportunities whenever we get a signal. Here's another one, by the way. It's another green dot in gold. Okay, let's get long. Let's get larger. Let's get larger. Get long. All right. Let's see if you're right, Sweetwater. We'll give ourselves 405, 3405 on gold. Let's see if it wants to push up a little bit higher here. So those of you who's new in the room here, who's hanging out with me the first time ever, say hello to me in chat. Give me a thumbs up. Tell me if you're new. Tell me where you're from. Tell me what you trade. Gold, indices, whatever. We trade in Asia just gold and just indices. That's all we do on the CFD basis. We trade it with my proprietary tools, which are completely free to you. Boom. Thank you. You saw that? That was a nice, clean gold. Sweetwater, I'm just going to follow you and take only long trades all day long. So, that's nice. It's clearly working. We're coming up against the big 200 period SMA. So we'll see how much longer gold can muster this rally. But generally, the rule of thumb is Asia buys gold. Yeah, thank you. Asia session buys gold. That's the really big trade. You just have to be very, very patient and just look for those buy opportunities. The very cool thing is that this is a proprietary MT5 indicator that is the exact same indicator that I trade in the New York session with my trading view. So it does the exact same thing. It finds momentum spots, or we call them momentum dots, in the underlying. In this case, it's finding positive momentum in these candles, and we just take the long trades on the positive momentum. And what we really, really like to do is something like this, where we have positive trend. The short term is above the long term. This is the 8-period SMA. It's above the 200-period SMA, and then we have positive momentum. So we have the combination of those. We really like to pile into the trade. We have a little bit, we've had such a big move. We had a gap move on the open. This was the gap move, right? So just I'm dropping back a little bit. You can actually see this. And this is the long-term period moving average. This is the short-term period moving average. So you can see, trend is positive, but it's running into that whole big wall at around the 20,000 level, which on the futures, I believe, is like just a little bit above 20,000. So, we're digesting. Do we push higher? I kind of think we do. It doesn't matter. If we push lower, we'll get a signal. We'll get the proper signal on the push lower side, and we'll take that. But for now, absolutely the easiest trade is to simply take the long trades and just stay patient and let these things materialize. Obviously, the trade is most sensitive on the on the Nasdaq, but US 30 is always a really good complement in this trade. You can see. Let me pull out on the USC. US 30 also short period above the long period, positive trend, positive bid. That's what we want to do. We want to be taking these trades up, into the trade. I pulled back a little bit just so you guys can see the bird's eye view. And look at this. And the US 30, we're actually getting, when you get that little triangle, that's a sign that's a even a more positive reversal move. So we'll see. Just trying to be patient, trying to see if we can TP these trades. So far, we had one stop out in gold and then two winners on larger size, and then thank you, Sweetwater. Sweetwater, types much better than I speak at this point because I can't trade and speak at the same time. So I don't even bother trying to explain my strategy. Actually, you know what I want to do? There's a lot of new people in the room here. I'm putting in the link right now, an absolutely free link. So if you want to know more, you want to know what our strategies do, how they work, what are all the rules, both for the FX strategy that Kathy trades and the gold and indices strategy that I trade. We have a totally free community with totally free courses inside that community in 4K video. So you can like really, really sharp recorded video where I go step by step with all descriptions. So does Kathy, like 20, 30 chapters of, video chapters of various information. This is the link, just simply gets you access to the community and gets you access to all those courses, as well as, conversation with us and, everything that's going on. Also, you have the full calendar of our events, all that kind of stuff. Speaking of which, by the way, tomorrow I'm going to be trading FOMC. We're not going to trade in the morning. We're going to trade the FOMC starting 2:00, and then the presser should be a lot of fun. So, come hang out with me. We'll have a great time. Thank you. By the way, where's that pizza from? Is that Neapolitan? Where it looks like it's a YouTube screenshot of like Neapolitan pizza. Is that a New York Neapolitan pizza, or is that Napoli Neapolitan pizza? Sweetwater. Are you a big pizza fiend? I think today is one of those days where we can definitely go off topic and we can have like, what's my favorite food poll. We'll see where the room is at. I'm actually curious. So indices hitting a little bit of a snag. You see that? And now we're getting like a little bit of a red soft. It's hard to figure out right now just how much continuity there is going to be. I mean, it's clearly, huge gap, 200 points on the gap, lots of digestion. I still think that there'll be fresh buying flows that will come in. But as I said, we get stopped out, we will wait for the proper next signal and take that as we can. It looks like I got stopped out on NASDAQ. NASDAQ took me out. Okay, fine. So NASDAQ, now we can get a little bit bigger on NASDAQ and look around and see we actually have 3 red cells on NASDAQ, which gives me the opportunity, possibly, what do I have? About a minute to go. If this candle stays with a red dot on it, this will give me a chance to sell it. So I'm watching NASDAQ right now as a possible sell trade because that signals to me a turn in the market. 1, 2, 3. You guys see it. NASDAQ starting to kind of, give up the ghost, which is fine. And we will. We've got 41 seconds left on the clock here. This little tool basically helps me enter a trade and have stops and targets all ready to go, and then modify them after the trade is ready to go. Oh, your wife. That's interesting. Oh, okay. I knew that explains it. Cool. I bet it's pretty good. Okay, 16 seconds left on this sell clock. Here's the really cool part. I can hit the sell button over here. Watch this. This is gonna wait until the candle closes before it triggers. This actually automatically will put me into a trade without me having to. Oh shit! Fuck! I screwed it up. Sorry. Cancel. Sell. Cancel. What is this going on here? Oh, I know what I'm. Sorry, guys. I'm so smart. I outsmarted myself. I stopped. I closed my trade at the same time as I watched it. But the tool that I was going to show you, actually, let's see if there's a third dot on US 30. We're gonna short that as well, a little bit larger size. In the meantime, let's take a look at NASDAQ. This NASDAQ trade, you see how that NASDAQ trade? Boom, 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 boom. Come on, get me done. How's that not getting me done? It's going through the trade with the spreads. All right, let's see how much spread do I have. There we go. We finally got done. So completely recovered the full trade on NASDAQ on the reversal trade, as I showed you. You'll see a lot more of this. And the more you guys hang out with me, the more you'll see how I do all my scalp trades. Very, very, very tight risk, small but consistent profits. And then if I, if I get turned around on a trade, because I'm trading such small size, I can increase my size on the next trade, which will give me higher probability, higher resolution trades. And overall, it's gonna net P&L me positively. So now we just need to zoom in on US 30, because that's actually the next trade we want to look at. Yes, 1, 2, 3. US 30 is giving me a sell signal. Again, I'm gonna set this up automatically just to show you that the tool can automatically sell on the close of the candle, which is what it's going to do right now. Right, and then I'm going to unhook this. That was the issue that I wanted to do. And now, yeah, that's a pretty reasonable stop. I think I'm actually going to put the target at around 12 and the stop at around 30. Now watch how you see how the lines adjust automatically when I type in those numbers. That's a very cool aspect of this particular tool set. So we have 1, 2, 3 dots, negative dots. That tells us that there's a turn in the trend, and there should be some continuity to the downside. Let's see if we get a little bit of continuity. Oh, Joe, really, really starting him early with the bad habits. Really, really bad. No, I'm just kidding. That's great. That's great. Have you filed a deposit $100,000 in your account and then you trade it? Tell them it's all going to be tax free. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it's fun. Good afternoon from New Zealand. How are you? What time is it in New Zealand? Is it? It must be like 12 noon. Yeah. Somebody's asking about gold. Let's go look at gold. Gold is, we're going to listen to Sweetwater. Gold does have a sell signal over here, and we could potentially trade it to the short side. But as you can see, first of all, the slope is starting to move up. Gold seems to be really trading a little bit up right now. We're going to let it go. Although it is giving me a second sell signal here. But I'm going to try not to take any any short gold trades. We're just going to try to take long gold trades. Generally, Asia is a time when gold really, really rallies. Although after today, after such a huge rally day, it's not at all feasible for gold to correct. That having been said, though, India and Pakistan having a war and gold is just like not going down doesn't seem to me like a reasonable trade. Anyways, we're going to give the benefit of the doubt to the longs. We're just simply not going to trade any shorts in gold. Just still babysitting this US 30 trade, which doesn't seem to have a lot of continuity to the downside. So I'll see. I'll tell you what's going to happen. If this thing turns green dot, meaning that, I'm going to get a green dot on this candle. Oh God, here we go, right here. I'm gonna close. If this thing closes on a green dot, I'm gonna reverse myself, because what this tells me is that this is the bottom of the range, and we're gonna go. We're probably gonna go back up. The general trend in equities right now is to the upside. So since the turn over here didn't really give us a lot of continuity, we'll flip around. We'll go the other way. But I need to have this thing show up that little green triangle. If it doesn't, then we're going to just simply stick with a short and let the short come up. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way with you with gold. There's no need to test it. The cleaner trades here right now are either very, very tactical shorts in the equities, or the long signal in the equities when we get them. Where's NASDAQ? NASDAQ still has tactical shorts. We made money on our NASDAQ tactical short. So now we're just simply seeing if we can make money in the US 30. See if that resolves. My take profit on this is 42.24. All right, while we're waiting, we're going to ask the really important questions of the day today. Forget about gold or equities or macro. The poll of the day today is, this is going to be this. I'm really, really interested to see what the answer will be. Here's the poll. The poll is choose. Oh, we got done. See, at the moment I stop looking at the screen, we always get done. Very nice. That trade gets done. Look at that big move too. I could have taken a much bigger move. See, the reversal really starts to hit. Really starting to hit. Okay, that's fine. We're not gonna follow the flow here on the reversal because the trend is still up. And what I'd much rather look for is when we kind of stabilize, get a buy side signal here. We made a right tactical move. One of the cool things that we really mastered, and one of the great things about this particular indicator is, if you like to trade turn, which is a very, very difficult thing to do, and I'm a notorious turn trader, very, very bad habits. This thing picks the turn, at least gives you a chance to succeed. Most of the time, if you're trading turn, you're going to get destroyed. You're buying bottom, selling tops, you're going to get rolled over, almost always. This thing really gives you as good a chance as you're ever going to get in life to make profit out of turn. Because what we do is the rule that we follow. I think, let me actually, you know what? I'm going to make this a little bigger because you guys probably can't see this. One of the cool things about this, this tool set, let me see if I can make it bigger. I'm going to show you circle size. I want to circle size at 5. Okay. Okay, close. See, I made the circles a little, now you can see the circles a little bit bigger. The key thing that this tool gives you is you don't short against the trend until you get at least 3 of these red signals in a row. 1, 2, 3. That's where we came into the short. That obviously worked really well on the flow, right? We made money here. If I actually go, let me show you. If I go to properties, show trade history, okay, and you see us. See, we got short over here, TP'd over here, right? Same thing with US 30. If I go to show trade history, which I usually don't like to do, but you see that? So we get stopped out on this trade. We double up. We reverse our trade on double the size, get short over here, make a very, very nice clean trade over here. That's the beauty of it. We can adjust really quickly into the right direction. Let me get rid of the trade history because I hate polluting the chart. I like having clean charts so you guys can really look at the stuff. Here, if we get a green dot, we definitely want to be trading. You know what? Let me just check one other thing here. I think I have this. There should be a parameter here. Now I have to add this parameter. I wanted to see offset points. Yeah. Wait, circle offset points. That's what I want. I want circle offset points at 200. Okay, because what that does is now it's going to see, you can actually see the points a little bit above the candle. Okay, cool. Here's US 30 possibly signaling a buy signal for me. Here's NASDAQ signaling nothing so far, but if we get a green dot or a green signal, green arrow, I definitely want to be long these things. So here's US 30, give me a green dot. Let's see if this works. Gold is down. Yeah. You know, that's why I did feel like you could probably short gold today, but because the general here, hold on a second, let me reset myself because I want to get long this thing. Here's what I want to show you. Look at this. I want to get long this thing on a buy on a candle close. I got 10, 11 seconds left. This is going to automatically trigger me into a trade. This is the cool part about this little tool set. US 30. See, I'm in the trade. Where's NASDAQ? I should, in that NASDAQ, I can't get myself into a trade, so I just simply buy it. Okay, so I want to be on this stop loss. I want to be at probably around 25 below. I want to be underneath here. It's going to slip back against me. NASDAQ, US 30. I want to be probably around 35 below. Maybe even more, because I want to be underneath all these lows. If it's going to take me out, it's going to take me out at a proper stop, maybe 40 low. You see, I can easily adjust my stops and targets this way. And I will put this at a 15 target. Where's NAS? NAS is fine. NAS will probably put it like at a 10 target here. It's okay. All right, let's see if the U.S. equity. See if I pull myself back, you see that I'm still above trend. I'm trying to buy the positive moves here. We'll see if it works. But you know, we've had a little bit of a correction off the initial impulse buy, and now it should presumably work for us. Here's gold. Gold is really not that down. It's really crawling. It's crawling its way back up. You know, in fact, if I'm looking at gold right now, if I get a green dot, I really want to be long gold. See if NAS TP is 950 at 950 with TP. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a rally in NAS. $947. What is my spread on NAS? Really came back. Where's my spread? Okay, that's what I want. Just so that I have an idea. $1.40. So I really need to be at like 52, 51.5. What is it on US 30? It's $1.80. Okay, so basically two and $1.50. That's not bad. That's really not bad. Is gold showing me a green? No, gold's doing nothing. Let's watch gold. Let's see what it wants to do. You like the black background better? It's sharper to see. All right. So here's the very important. Look at you guys. Seriously? 50-50 on the pizza and sushi. That actually kind of, that tracks with how most people feel about it. All right. Almost. Oh, there we go. You saw that the NASDAQ TP'd nicely on the positive move. Now we have the US 30. US 30's got a long way to go, actually. Jesus Christ. Let's see if we can pull it up a little bit here. Now, you know what? Here's the other cool part. Watch this. I can hit close all, and it just simply takes me out of the trade cleanly. So that's nice. Let's see. See all my the P&L starts to show up a little bit here. We start to accrue the P&L nicely. Good job. Yeah, black background is definitely better. You guys can really see it much sharper. Okay, we'll end my pizza sushi poll. I have a feeling is it like one person just hitting both sides of the things? I've never seen a poll go 50-50. It's certainly not one. I actually thought pizza was going to crush sushi, but I guess it shows you the power of sushi as a food. It's really amazing. Like if you think about this, like 30, 40 years ago, nobody except the Japanese ate sushi, and now literally the whole world. There's this restaurant in Dubai. When we used to go to Dubai, it's like on the top of one of the major towers in Dubai, and it's 7 different restaurants. So you have like Lebanese food, which is obviously always in the Middle East. You had like I think American food. You had Italian, and you had sushi, and inevitably, like the 7 various areas, the sushi area was by far the most jammed. It was really interesting. I gave up that trade a little bit too early on the positive moves. My read on the market was pretty good. I just didn't execute fully. Let's see what gold is doing. Okay, gold is giving us a tiny inkling of a possible buy here. Let's see if it wants to do anything here. I'll let you know. I got $1.40, minute 42 to go, so it's a while back. Yes, I went all dark on everything. It's much better. Dark mode is definitely much better for all the indicators. So who's new in the room? Say hi to me. Who's trading gold? Just type in gold. Who's trading NASDAQ? Type in NASDAQ. Let me know what you guys like to trade. I'm happy to chat with you about it. Really don't have. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Cannot, in good conscience, take this long gold trade. If I did, it'd just be purely, cowboying, like basically a very, very discretionary trade. The reason why is because, let me explain to you our strategy in very, very simple terms. We want to buy trend. So that means and we define trend as when the short term is below the long term. Okay. So if there's trend here, we want to be selling the reds, which, okay, worked pretty well, right? The only time we allow ourselves to buy counter trend is when we have 3 greens in a row. If this is a downtrend, and 3 reds in a row when it was an uptrend. You saw me short NASDAQ and short Dow successfully in the last 15, 20 minutes. You saw me actually go long gold successfully in the last 20 minutes when it was 3 in a row this way, right? Now, the thing about gold is we have a bias to the long side in Asia because gold always, rallies in Asia. But frankly, and this is honestly, it's a vow. It's a moniker or a slogan I try to live by these days, which is it's better to be late than early in our strategy. And what I mean by that is we always want to take the first turn trade first turn signal, to the upside. Almost inevitably, it's a big mistake. If it's a true turn, there will be move after 3 greens. If it's not a true turn, it's going to just fake you out and stop you out. So what I mean by when we always say is we better be late, meaning that we have to wait for those 3 dots to show up. in order for us to really legitimately see a turn in the price action. It's kind of like turning the Titanic. Once it turns around, it's going to go the other way. Don't worry. It's not going to just, flip on a dime. It's very rare that it's going to do that. Here you can see that we're positive trend, blue above the purple. So any kind of a green dot was a great purchase. This was very clean and clear trade. And only 3 dots in a row over here was the proper entry, to the short side, right? Now, the trade is kind of a runaway trade. Now, you could take every consecutive green dot here, and you could get lucky. And if we have a nice big extension, you're going to make some money. And there are a lot of people in the room that kind of traded this way. I just don't, because I like to trade the first impulse move, and then be patient and see when I get the next impulse move. This helps me from over trading. It also helps me from chasing the top or selling the bottom a lot of times, but there's a trade-off, because if you can make a lot of money chasing before the chase ends, Gaetan says he made money in the US 30. Nice, good job. I am trading, Abdul. I'm trading on a una, dos, tres, 2-minute time frame. Okay, 2-minute time frame. So I see there's a lot of futures traders in the room, which is nice. In the nighttime in Asia, nighttime to me, daytime for Asia, we trade CFDs because obviously, we want to trade for our partner ACAP. And everything I do here is all CFD related. It's MT5 tools, MT5 indicators. Everything is done for the MT5 trader. So if you're an MT5 trader, this is the session you want to come and hang with me. Tuesday, Wednesday, every Tuesday, Wednesday, 19:45 to 9 o'clock or so as we go along. And you see, it does a good job. I'll put in a link for my deal here. Let me put the deal. If you guys want to give it a shot. Oh man, where is that link? Now I totally lost that link. I gotta go find that link. Here it is. I'm putting that link in here. Oops. On here. Wait, I gotta copy it to you guys. Oh, so annoying. I have to scroll back. Hang on a second. Copy link address. Okay, there we go. I'm putting it back in chat for you guys. So if you guys want to come hang with me, there we go. Why is it not working? Oh, wow. Oh. All right. I'm giving you this link. Hopefully this will work. Banglar is asking, what are the green dots? The green dots are momentum positive dots. That tells you momentum is positive. You want to be a buyer. Basically, you want to be a buyer of green dots. As you can see, this is actually a really nice big move, right? I mean, I was right in reading the market that I thought there was basically profit taking, and then the upside leg at around exactly 8 o'clock. When we had the move. Let's take a look at what's happening in gold. Gold is doing nothing. So again, this is another good reason where our rules come into play. Gold is negative bid, and for us desperately trying to look for a turn, we don't have a signal. We need 3 green dots in a row to really get a signal on gold. Gold is sort of a little quiet right now, and this is true. This is true. This is very true. There's a lot less F-bombs in Asia than there is in New York. There's a lot more F-bombs in New York. It's true. You know why? So why? Because you guys forced me to trade gold in New York when I absolutely despise it. And I love trading gold in Asia. So then I get all frustrated because I'm taking these bullshit trades. Gold stops me out. I have to, work my out. By the way, I passed another 50,000 off screen today. I'm going to talk about that. Those of you guys who want to come hang out with me in coaching. Again, if you want coaching, you want all the tools, this is the deal. You just drop the money into ACAP for free, and you get everything that we do, including my private coaching, which is going to be on Thursday. But I'm going to talk about my private coaching. I had this incredible epiphany about how to run the account, and it's really, really, really great trick. It's going to blow everybody's mind. It's going to surprise everybody because it's completely opposite of what I've been saying. But you'll see the method behind the madness. But anyways, I passed another one. So now we have 150,000 funded, 50,000 funded, just waiting for another 50,000 funded, and they'll be good to go. Gold sell signal. Remember, at Green, we're trying not to really sell gold, right? We're either looking for a turn or just stay away, because I'm listening to Sweetwater. Generally, gold is a tricky sale in Asia. What's going on over here? We had big moves, right? We could have really run this up. I could have run the table on these moves here. So there are a lot of guys who trade with me who trade much larger legs of profitability. So I'll take this entry and take a small scalp leg over here with a short stop. There are guys that will go in the trade with a short stop, take like half the position off, and then just run it. And if you catch a big leg to the upside, their P&L is 3 or 4 times my size, which is great. That's why we have such great trading and great tools, because it's the tools that give you this flexibility. It's whether it's TradingView tool or MT5 tool, you can use this tool all the time for all these various tactical approaches. But that's a function of your personality much more than this. Somebody's asking me, wait, Tom, what are you asking me? Are these indicators available to MT4, MT5? Yes, they're available. This is all for 8-cap customers. They're all available for MT4, MT5, but only for 8-cap customers. You got to be an 8-cap customer. So, Rock, that's a question I'm going to talk about in coaching, because that's a completely different conversation, like depending on what you want to do. There's no right answer for that as far as leverage and everything else. In your own account, like this is a $100,000 account that I'm trading very, very small. These are $10, $20 trades, mainly because 2 things. I want you to appreciate that scalping should be small size. Okay, yeah, then absolutely. Gaetan, get a hold of me, and I will. I'll give you these indicators. Just email me, and I will. I'll show you where they are. Where they're in the community in a special place, and I'll give you grant space to that. Sorry, now I lost my track of thought. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, leverage. Oh, account trade. If you're trading your own account, so $10 scalps is probably appropriate for a $10,000 account, right? $100 scalps should be appropriate for a $100,000 account. But I'm trading super small. One, just to get people comfortable with the idea of scalping and seeing that you have, when you trade super small, you have the power to wash away your losses, right? So but you see me, I got stopped out. I went to $20 trades and I wiped away all the losses and I went net positive. There's a great advantage to just being very small, very consistent, because even if I can just do $100, which I try to do about $100 a session with you guys on this, that's really good. And honestly, I could do that on a $10,000 base very, very easily with leverage and everything else. It's just to get you, acclimated. As we get more comfortable with trading, we'll raise the size, we'll do larger size, and you guys will have a good time. BFF does not work on NinjaTrader. Okay. Who trades MT5? Let's do this. Let's do a poll. Please answer this. I want to know, do you trade MT4 or MT5? Because the tools, I have them for both, for MT4 or MT5. It doesn't matter. MT5 is obviously the thing. So answer this yes or no for me, please. I'm really curious. I want to know how many MT5 traders there are in the room right now today with me, hanging out. All right, so where are we in the general scheme of things? Positive trend and so much positive. I can't even like. Here we go. See that I go back. Does anybody know? Is there a Windows shortcut for zoom in, zoom out in MT5? Does anybody know off the top of your head? I'll have to find that out. I mean, I'm just getting. It's been such a long time that I traded MT5 that I have to get used to all the functionality. But here's the thing. Besant goes to China. I'm calling it the Besant bump. We open, gap up, everybody races, then consolidate. You see how the greens become really, really great entry signals here all the time, the arrows and the dots. The arrows are the super strong greens. The dots are just, the regular greens. All of them, trade really well. Anytime you bought this, you were doing fine. There was one potential turn trade, which was right over here, which we took, which worked. Now we're sort of, super leg up. NASDAQ, kind of the same thing. Is it Control I? Oh, there it is. I figured out the windows. Okay, cool. I figured out it's Control plus, Control minus. Okay, thanks for helping me out, guys. No, it's fine. Anyways, if you're an MT5, it's Control minus, Control plus to get the screen up. So we're still not through the highs of the squeeze, which I don't know if we're going to go through that, but you see how being positive trend really helps you stay on the right side of the trade. And with gold, it's basically sort of a mild sell-off after a very, very large positive day. And you guys were right. I mean, it's not like there wasn't an opportunity to sell gold. Selling this red dot over here would have been okay, would have been fine. It just generally, even when you're looking at this, as far as a sell-off, it's pretty modest sell-off, right? It's not like we're really pushing underneath the 200 period SMA. It's a double bottom over here. We'll see. It might extend a little bit lower. This might be the one night where gold really starts to trade to the downside as we do that. We could have fun. We could have a little bit of fun here. How much time do I have? It's $1.50. What the fuck? Let's sell it. It looks like it wants to go lower, so let's just do a little bit of a momentum move here. Put it like at $1.50. Get a little larger on the candles here. Actually, I want to do this probably around a little bit above. See if I can get any continuity here. Does this go like this? Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. Why is this like? Oh, there we go. Okay. Now you can see this a little bit better. Gold actually not holding the red dot. Wow, that's impressive. Okay, I'm gonna get out of this trade. I'm going to get out of this trade because it's not really holding the red dot. Let's leave it alone. Let's see if what it wants to do here. And now it does. Now is where I should be selling it. No, because it's already like the third or the fourth. I'm not going to do it. Really, there's no trade here. There's no trade here in my setup. My trade was over here. I kind of chased this trade to the downside, spooked myself out of a trade, and should have stayed in there because it's definitely a short trade to the downside now. And now it finally drops. I just let this one go. So, my mistake, because I didn't practice my own rules. The trade was correct, but it wasn't my rules anyways. So I this is a really good lesson, sort of like I do this all the time in New York also, where I will force a trade just because everybody's bored, everybody wants to trade, and everybody's going, oh, go this short, go short. I made so much money short. And I force myself out of my own setup, not your setup, but my own setup. And then when you're not in your own setup, you don't have the confidence to stick with it, even if it's going to work, and you tend to just get yourself blown out. So this is always like a mistake. It's like right now, the only setup I have is if this thing gives me 3 green dots. Until then, I really have nothing to do with gold. I'm just forcing trades because I know you guys are a little bored here, and you want to see more moves. But I shouldn't be doing that. We don't have a setup. We just don't have a setup. It's Asia. I already did a lot of trades with you guys. I always forget that, I always want to do the same amount of trades as we do in New York, but there's a lot less trades you're going to be doing in Asia. But Hippo says he's doing a test run. 5,000 USD for the first trade, second trade running in red. Number very curious. What is? I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean by that. Gold is just really crushing. We should have just simply gotten short gold because it just followed our signals. Now I really have nothing to do here. Now it's just annoying. This is interesting, actually. Let's take a look at this. Oh, I thought it was the highs are over here, right? So we're still not breaking the highs. We're definitely pushing higher here on NAS. No signals, guys. You just have to be very, very patient. So 75% of you guys trade MT5. That's great. Then you're going to find this very useful. All these tools, all these indicators, all these strategies. You can see how well they work, especially when you apply good technique to them. So backing off this, this level, this is the second time we're kind of hitting a double top here, right? Interesting. red dot on the trade. Not my signal, because I need 3 red dots in a row in order for me to believe that this is a true turn. And it's very tempting. I'll be the first one to admit it's really, really tempting just to plow into this trade right now, because you see a clear double top. You see the market getting a little exhausted. We have the big gap up move. It's still consolidating, and it could work. It could definitely work. But that's not the high probability setup. But since this is Asia and I kind of like to fool around, we'll sell it. Why not? What the fuck? Why not? Let's see if we can make a small amount of target here. 7, I guess probably like a 20 stop, because let's see if I'm wrong again, going back with my impulses, or whether this is actually like a relatively decent double top turn. This goes, as I always say in New York, the do as I say, not as I do category, because I'm breaking, all my rules here, just because I'm bored and I want to show you a couple of setups. What's the rationale for not looking at volume for scalping from theoretical perspective, or is it just not relevant? I don't know. Let me flip the question to you. What's the rationale for looking at volume? Why do you think volume would give you any clue as to where the next tick is going? Doesn't the volume tell you what just happened, not what is about to happen? Unless you assume, are you assuming that large volume means large continuity in price? I've never seen that be true. Like, that would be valuable if volume actually predicted price, but I've never seen volume predict price. Usually when you have a sudden big bar, you can see that in price, right? You see that in price. Why would you need to confirm that with volume? See, look at this. I am exactly getting punished for what this goes very much against the do as I say, not as I do category. Because this wasn't a setup, and I was like, let's give it a shot, because it looks like it's a double top. And of course it's not. It's a breakout move, right? Okay, I'm going to close this up so we don't clip ourselves any more than we need to. And this is why I kind of trade very, very small with you guys, because I want you to understand that, I'm going to fool around a lot during Asia and make a lot of half-ass trades, but I will tell you when I'm making like actual really good trades. And when I do, we'll just do serious size on those trades. Let me zoom in on this for a second just to see, because I see there's no dots. There's not even any dots here. It's just continuity trades. How's gold doing? Gold's showing us nothing. Gold is not even close to a reversal. The US 30 is kind of giving up. Moves here. First red dot. Again, this tool will, if I hit this little check mark, will actually wait until the close of the candle. And if the candle, and I put it into sell mode, if the candle is red, it will sell. Just kind of showing you the functionality of this. Again, not a setup. I'm just fucking around, but I'm doing it with small size. I'm basically trying to pick tops, which is, my favorite thing in the world and probably the worst habit you can have. Do I trade large amount on the live stream? Yeah, for sure. I just, if I'm going to show bad habits, when I'm just fooling around, I don't want to show, yeah, I trade, definitely much larger. This is just showing you that if you're going to experiment with trades, you want to do this in small size. So anyways, kind of interesting. Okay, so we're short here. Where's my stops? Yeah, that's probably the right. It's the right zone to be on my stops here. Where's NASDAQ? First green dot in gold. Okay. Does gold turn around? Again, not a setup, but we could have fun with it. All right, long gold, proper stop somewhere around here, probably around 8. Just a little bit underneath here. Target should be around 2. Let's see if we get any movement on gold here. Again, bottom picking gold, but we like gold to the long side all the time. So we'll see if I can get a little bit of justification on the move here. Now, one of the things you'll notice, is you saw me, I changed size to a little bit larger size, small target. If this thing works, again, not a trade, and I shouldn't be doing this, but if this thing works, that large size is going to wipe out all the little dick-ass losses that I had. And see, Sweetwater, I did start cursing because it's gold. Gold just brings out the absolute best in me. And if this thing hits, it should wipe out all of the unnecessary bullshit that I did before. Second green dot at least gives us a little bit of positive confirmation that there's some momentum on the move. Remember, we don't really move until we get three green dots in a row. Third dot, actually gold, see that gold got done. I wiped out the losses. And now actually that wasn't now it's a second dot. That wasn't really a dot over here. That's interesting. And what happened in the US 30? US 30 still continues to go up. This is me shorting an uptrend is the quickest way to go to bankruptcy. Fortunately, I have tiny size, so it's a long way to bleed me out. But shorting an uptrend is always, again, you see this? We're just going red, green, red, green, red, green on the US 30. Just keeps pushing up. Well, so I'm glad a lot of people trade MT4, MT5 here. I trade MT4, MT5 every Tuesday, every Wednesday with you guys. So come back, bring your friends. I'm happy to show you the tools. If you joining our group, this will explain to you everything that we do, show you the courses, everything you like. So please, if nothing else, come hang out. Send that link to all your friends. It's a private community, totally closed off. Anytime we see a scammer, we kill him. No, I'm just kidding. But we ban him right away. There's almost no scamming going on. It's not Discord. It's not anything. We went totally gated community functionality. So you're going to be very, very secure and safe. Any issues, you can come back and talk to me there. And it's it's really, really fun. I got to run. This trade probably is actually going to turn around, maybe make me a little bit of money, but it doesn't really matter. The basic idea is the trades that were actual real trades all worked really well. The bullshit trades were small size and didn't really hurt me that badly, but I shouldn't have done them. I'm just bad habits that I have simply because I'm impatient in Asia. If I was patient enough to wait for another half an hour when I get the signals, those setups will go. But as you hang with me, you'll see that the underlying themes, the underlying strategies all work really, really well in a wide variety of assets. And hopefully you guys really enjoy it, because if you practice this properly, it's a pathway to success, very much so. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody enjoy. Have a great night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. See, finally, this is starting to work. I'm actually going to close it out just to show you that it's all done and we're good to go. And we made the final P&L. It's always great to leave on a positive note, just because you want to have that moral justification for your existence. Thanks a lot, guys. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. Do I do day trading in spare time? There's actually a couple of questions here before I go. Yes, I do. And if Kathy would ever leave me the fuck alone, I would do a lot more of it. But yes, I mean, the beautiful part about this, Angelita, is the strategies that I showed you here. We basically spent an hour and a half, right? You could do this any hour and a half of the day and succeed, especially if you follow the rules properly. You take my course, which is free. You understand exactly how I do this. You take the tools. You use you can't succeed unless you have my indicators, my tools, and my course. That's, those are a given. But once you have those three things, you have my indicators, my tools, my course, success is very, very possible. Everybody in the room who's a veteran here is succeeding really well on their own terms using all those three things: the strategy, the tools, and the indicators. And you can see, it works really, really well. So yes, that's why I'm a big preacher into day trading. It's an activity you can do at any given time on any instrument. We can do it in New York on, NASDAQ and futures. We can do it in Asia on CFDs. We can do it in Europe on DAX and all the other stuff. So it's really, really fun. We work with two platforms. In Asia, we work with MetaTrader 5 and our friends at ACAP. And then in the morning, we use Apex and we use Trade-Evade and Wealth Charts. We trade futures in the morning, CFDs at night. Okay. The indicators that I'm talking about are proprietary. What I mean by indicators is these are proprietary indicators that I wrote for our community. And they're both available on MT4, MT5, and TradingView. But you'll never find them anywhere. So it's not like, that's why I said you can't succeed unless you have the indicators. So hopefully you guys come hang out with us. Come join us. You can, as I told you, you can get everything we do for free if you open an account with ACAP. So if you're interested, just let me know. Okay. Any other questions? No. Looks like everybody got through everything. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Not a bad day today, right? I think it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and we finished pretty well. Good job. We made some P&Ls. Tomorrow, I'll increase the size. I'll stop fucking around. I'll increase the size. We'll trade a little bit bigger. You'll see the potential. But it's really not about how well I'm doing. It's about you guys learning the techniques, because the more techniques you absorb, the better it's going to be for you. It doesn't matter at all whether I make $1 million or lose $1 million. What really matters is that you make $1 million. So I hope to teach you the techniques so you succeed. Okay. I know how to do it myself. Look at that third dot on the Dow. If this thing holds, that's the turn. That's the turn we need to be trading. All right, guys. Everybody have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys later. Take care.